Well, there you go. We're back and back again.
Here we are.
Yes, we are.
Are we live?
I think we're live. I believe we're live.
I hope
It's
we're
starting
live.
to come in. I think we are. Well, here we are back again, y'all. Nothing but lives 2020. It's been, what a day. I hope everybody's having a great day. If you're not, start having one.
Now.
Now.
It's an order.
It's an order. So let's get down to business. We got some, the support from the last show was just ridiculous. The views was just crazy. Twitch, Twitter, those are some hard ones to get on. And wow, I can't believe the response we got. We got a bunch of emails.
Oh my God.
Do we get some emails?
We got some emails.
I don't even know what to say about some of them. Some of the questions we put in there. We really do appreciate all the support that we got. Something else. Let's take care of some housekeeping and then we'll get on with the show.
All right. Now, we're using everything in the show with the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Got to get the legal stuff out the way.
Legal Eagle.
So, the week's been something else.
Oh,
The start of it.
It's been awesome.
It really has. I'm not enjoying these
Rainstorms, monsoons.
no, these press conferences. I'm just not used to having all the questions answered and getting
all this information.
Getting information is unreal.
Every day.
I thought they're supposed to run out of the room. I didn't know they're supposed to stay there and answer questions.
Yeah.
That's something else to me.
I know it's kind of hard to get used to. It's a little overload at first.
It is. It really is. So we got a bunch of emails from y'all. We really do appreciate it. You can email us questions or anything like that at go ahead.
Nothing but lies 2020 at gmail.com. The email is also in the about section on our YouTube channel.
Check it out.
Check it out.
So we got some questions, and we want to go ahead and go over those and see if we can answer some of them. There are some that I think don't merit any answer necessary, but I do still appreciate you.
Let's try them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. So our first question is from Brian C. out of Florida.
Wow.
Why is this
Thank you,
call
Brian.
so important?
What call? Oh, this call? This call proves intent. This call proves that he had malice, that he knew what he was doing. And I think that the call in this Trump era that we ended in, where it's news, then another story, then another story, then another story, we never get to a point to where we're able to just stop, take a breath, and try to analyze what's really going on. And I think it's kind of important to do that. So this call kind of shows what his intent was.
It's malice. All right, let's go on to question number 2 that we chose. This is from Charlie K.
Where's he from?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it said it on the email. Okay, he says, if you are a real Republican, why would you not back Trump and his MAGA party?
Oh, good question. Good question. Because I'm an American. I'm a constitutional American. I believe in the Constitution. And to say that there's a MAGA party is to say that that's different from being an American. It's not. If you're a MAGA, I mean, MAGA, everybody thinks Trump came up with that. He's not. Ronald Reagan used it quite a bit. John F. Kennedy used it. Even Nixon used it. So
without citations.
yeah, without citations. Yeah,
you can't do that.
So that's a major part. The whole titling people MAGA or the alt-right or the alt-left, progressive, the Patriot Party, the Green Party. These things are they're fluff. They're just there because they're there.
I think it's just wanting to belong.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Well, look, let's be honest. I mean, if we really want to be honest, majority of the MAGA party is not Republicans.
No,
they're not true conservatives, at least.
They're fringe.
Yeah, I would say they are. They're fringe, but they're also people that don't hold to what traditional conservatives, because what a conservative is.
Right.
They're just looking for something, and this gives them something. He gave them what they wanted. Everything in their life wasn't their fault. That's what Trump. He's done it his entire damn life. Nothing is ever Trump's fault. Every failure that he's had is because of somebody else, not because of the lack of the work that he puts in, not because of the lack of effort. It's the lack of him actually being a decent person and a responsible person. And that's the way he was raised. He was raised that way. I feel bad for the man, but that's the way he was raised.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's go on to the next one. This one's from Daryl Johnson out of Arizona.
Arizona.
Couple
issues in Arizona.
Does your mother know you're a dumbass traitor?
She's passed, but no. I doubt she would call me a traitor. She called me many things, but
or a little thief?
Could have been.
No.
But good question, though. Thank you. Go ahead with the next.
Okay, we have one from Karen L. from Arkansas.
Oh, shit. A Karen?
A Karen.
Holy shit. Let me take my mask off real quick. I don't answer questions when Karen questions when I have a mask on.
Okay. This is kind of bad. Before a Proud Boy killed you, what would your last meal be?
What? Before a Proud Boy killed me, what would be my last meal? Trump tears. I'd have Trump tears. That's what I'd have. Yeah, Trump tears. I have Trump crackers. I have Trump salty crackers and wash it down with Trump tears. That's a good one. Thank you, Karen.
Okay, here's one from Baron T, New York.
Ooh. Where's my pizza? I need pizza.
Do you really believe Trump was as bad a president as you make him out to be?
I don't want to say that I make him out to be a bad president, right? I'm judging the man on what he did and what he didn't do.
Right.
Do I really believe that he was that bad? Yes, absolutely. Oh, yes. He worked on everybody's fears. He worked on the weakest parts. He's not just a bad president. He's a bad American. I mean, we don't even have to go into his military deferments. Well, let's just look at what he's done with his family, what he's done with his businesses. I love watching, quite a bit of law cases, and I love to read about them. And some of the things that he's been involved with is just outrageous. It's really something.
Okay.
So, yes, he is as bad of a president. He will go down in history as the worst president in our history. I don't think
Did you do the banner? over Mar-a-Lago.
Oh no! But if that guy needs some funding, just email me and I'll send you some money. You can keep doing it.
Okay. And the next one is from Sarah H. from South Dakota.
Ooh, South Dakota.
Why is exposing Trump so important?
I think that exposing Trump is important is because he's literally just he's a pebble, right? In a big, a big gravel yard. That's all. He's just a pebble.
Hey.
But that pebble, we're lucky this time. We're lucky he was as weak as he was, because it could have been a lot worse. A lot worse.
I think he needs to be held accountable.
Yes.
Everyone does.
But the only way that you can do that is by slowing things down. Mm-hmm. Like my boy says, slow it down. You got to slow it down. You got to be able to dissect information. My daddy always told me, I say daddy. Yeah. My dad always told me, the man that thinks quick usually ends up fucked up. Take your time. There ain't no rush. This, like I said before, this whole Trump era that we've fallen into causes us to miss the really important things that have been said or done. We're getting this all the time where you're like, damn, it feels like, the election was a year ago. January 6th was, it's going to be 3 weeks tomorrow or something?
Yeah. 3 weeks tomorrow.
You got to slow it down and absorb the information so that you can better process it.
And educate yourself.
Exactly. I would almost guarantee you that even the hardest core Trump supporter, if they take the name off of what was happening and put somebody else's name in front of it, they would be outrageously against it. That, oh, hell no, I would never. I mean, our capital was overrun by Trumpers.
Yeah. People lost their lives.
Yeah. Following a man. So when that question is, why is it so important? That's why. That's why. And if I can reach, 2 or 3 people, that's good with me. I'm happy. At least I'm trying to do something. And I believe that every American, hey, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, I don't care if you're independent. You need to do something constructive, something that will involve you actually having to step outside of your box and make a difference. So I guess that's my answer to that. Is that it?
That's it. If anybody else has any questions or comments or show suggestions, please send us an email and we'll try to get to those.
Or you put it in the chat. You put it in the chat, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. You can do it at any 3 of those. And if you put it on our Twitter any other time that we're not broadcasting live, we'll try to get to it as fast as we can. So as you know, we did part 1 Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday?
I don't remember.
Isn't it funny? You stop drinking and you start forgetting what fucking day it is.
And you have no excuse.
Holy shit.
That's what's bad.
You don't drink anymore, but I still can't remember what day it is.
That's age.
So we did part 1 of the Trump phone call that's going to actually put him in prison. And I do truly believe that. There's no doubt that'll happen. I've gone over this so much that I don't see how, if this gets picked up by a DA, how this doesn't, just.
Our dogs could tell you about this call.
Oh yeah, big time. So we'd gotten to I believe it was 15 minutes. I don't have it set up right here in 15 minutes, but we're going to start at 14 minutes at 33. And like I said, I'm not going to try to, it's hard for me. I'm trying to stop myself from stopping him every time he opens his mouth, but I'm going to try to do better. So let's see if we can get y'all full screen here and make sure we got everything going. Everything's up. I think so. Yes, it is. So let's start watching, shall we?
Let it roll.
Let it roll.
Of our time going through the election issue by issue. And then on the State House, the Government Affairs Committee, we gave them about 2.5 hours of our time, going back point by point on all the issues of contention. And then just a few days ago, we met with our U.S. congressman, Republican congressman, and we gave them about 2 hours of our time talking about this past election. Going back, primarily what you've talked about here, focused in on primarily, I believe, is the absentee ballot process. I don't believe that you're really questioning the Dominion machines, because we did a hand retally, a 100% retally of all the ballots, and compared that to what the machine said, and it came up with virtually the same result. And we did.
There's that name, Dominion.
Yeah, that's a little problem for Rudy.
I think I've
And
heard
some others.
I think I've heard that name before. Have you heard that name before?
I think so.
Dominion. The the Chavez born election fraud machinery.
We're just gonna have to buy the off-the-shelf diapers.
Oh, not just Rudy.
The cheap ones.
Oh, not just Rudy. Cindy Powell.
Our cats aren't getting the good cat food anymore.
You ain't lying. You know she got 39
She
cats.
gotta get the dollar store.
You know she got 39 cats.
Yeah.
Wow. $2.6 billion is the lawsuits that Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell are facing right now. 1.3 each. I watched the press conference with the CEO and the lawyer today, and I don't think that that's the last one that'll be filed. I think Trump boy's going to catch him one. Mm-hmm. But to make the deal about the Dominion, this anybody could look at this and say, "Oh, that's just fraud. That's just fraud." You have to understand how those machines work and what they do.
Hold on. They don't work like one girl said.
No. They don't. They don't. They don't work that way. There's a lot that I would like that I'll add to this here in just a minute. So let's get back into it.
The recount, we got virtually the same result. So I guess we could probably take that off the table. I don't think there's an issue about that. I think what you were
saying, Brad, not that there's not an issue, but because we have a big issue with Dominion and other states, and perhaps in yours, but we haven't felt we needed to go there. And just to maybe put a little different spin on what Mark is saying, Mark Meadows. We'd like to go further, but we don't really need to. We have all the votes we need. We won the state. If you took, these are the most minimal numbers, the numbers that I gave you. Those are numbers that are certified, your absentee ballots sent to vacant addresses.
That's an important part right there, too. For him to say that we have all the votes that we need.
Why wouldn't you want them all? I mean, if they're yours.
Well, if you have all the votes that you need,
then you've won.
you won.
Yeah.
The phone call with Georgia is just, why would you have the phone call if you have all the votes you need? That's pretty damning there. I mean, that's pretty damning. And there's a lot of omissions that Trump puts in here that most don't pick up on. That's really going to affect him later on down the road.
Your out-of-state voters, 4,925. When you add them up, it's many times the 11,779 number. So we could go through, we have not gone through your Dominion, so we can't give them blessing. I mean, in other states, we think we found tremendous corruption with Dominion machines, but we'll have to see. But we.
Right there, he says, in other states, we think we have found corruption in Dominion machines. And then he says, but we'll have to see. Well, this is on January the 2nd. Why do we have to see? If you don't have the information by now, then what are you talking about? There wasn't no more information coming out. So I don't understand that part, Mr. Trump. I really don't.
We only lost the state by 11 by that number, 11,000 votes, and 779. So with that being said, with just what we have, and with just what.
Now, if y'all can hear it in the background, you can hear papers rustling around, but you can also hear when he says we only lost by the 11,000 votes. And then he changes that back at 779. That means that somebody was sitting there pointing at what the numbers were. That's why I say that this phone call was released by him, by his people. And it was done that for a specific reason.
We have, we're giving you minimal numbers. We're doing the most conservative numbers possible. We're many times above the margin. And so we don't really have to mark. I don't think we have to go through machines because what's the difference between winning the election by two votes and winning it by 500,000 votes? I think we probably did win it by 500,000. One of the things that happened, Brad, is we have other people coming in now from Alabama and from South Carolina and from other states, and they're saying it's impossible for you to have lost Georgia. We won, in Alabama, we set a record, got the highest vote ever.
Actually, he didn't get the highest vote ever in Alabama. Percentage-wise and vote total, they're basically almost the same, but he didn't get the highest record number of votes. It was a mediocre for Alabama. But this is what the man does.
Yeah.
And when he's speaking with Mark Meadows there, and they're saying, Mark, I don't think we even need to go on any other stuff, but we've already got this stuff wrapped up. And then you hear Mark saying, right. That's what con men do. You try to get people to agree on a situation, right? So you use that terminology, you use that way because nobody wants to be wrong. So if you get one person saying right, then you can get another one and another one. And that's what he's trying to do there. He's trying to get it where they're saying, yeah, you know what? Mark Meadows is saying, yeah, that's right. So he's getting some kind of push back into it. They're saying, yeah, Trump, you're right. But Trump, you're not right.
Georgia, we set a record with a massive amount of votes. And they say it's not possible to have lost Georgia.
Georgia, we got a record by a massive amount of votes. You lost Georgia.
What number is a massive amount?
In Georgia, he's talking to the Secretary of State of Georgia.
Yeah.
The man knows what the vote tally was. It wasn't nothing super outrageously crazy.
No.
For a pandemic, it was a hell of a damn vote. But damn, son, do you not know who you're talking to? In Georgia, we got the highest number of votes. Well, why'd you lose? Let's get back.
And I could tell you by our rallies. I could tell you by the rally I'm having on Monday night. The place, they already have lines of people standing out front waiting. It's just not possible to have lost Georgia. It's not possible. When I heard it was close, I said, there's no way. But they dropped a lot of votes in there late at night. You know that, Brett. And that's what we are working on, very, very stringent.
When he says, you know that, Brad is trying to stay out of the arena. He doesn't want to get into a pissing contest with the president of the United States, who he voted for twice. He doesn't want to bark up that tree. If somebody was sitting there telling me that I knew something that was against the law, that was against the Constitution, an oath that I took, and I knew it, Jack, I'm getting in that ass. I'm going to tell you where I'm at. I'm going to tell you what the facts are. But Brad doesn't say nothing. That's dangerous. I said in the last video, the Constitution is only as strong, is only as good as the men that defend it. And that man at that point was not.
But regardless of those votes, with all of it being said, we lost by essentially 11,000 votes, and we have many more votes already calculated and certified too. So I just don't know, Mark, I don't know what's the point.
He says he got many more votes. He lost. He says he lost. He knows he lost, but he has many more votes that are certified. What the fuck are you talking about? You have many more votes that are certified. You know you lost by 11,779, but you have more certified? This is another con move. This is another way to get you to buy their fucking pillow. Buy two at the price of one. My ass.
Purpose, I won't give Dominion a pass because we found too many bad things, but we don't need Dominion or anything else. We have won this election in Georgia based on all of this, and there's nothing wrong with saying that, Brad. Having a correct. The people of Georgia are angry. And these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. And the people of Georgia.
That right there, when he says, and we're going to have a lot more by Monday night, that's a threat. That means that when he gets up on the stage Monday night, he's going to put out more false numbers. He's going to throw more people under the bus, even though he's been warned that what he is doing is all unlawful, that what he's doing can cost lives. Now, you can say whatever you want to about anybody else. Somebody goes out on the street and says, I'm going to kill you. That's one thing, right? But when a president who has 74 million idiots that follow him, that would do just about anything for him, and he knows this, and he says people in Georgia are angry.
It's to incite.
Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. That you've recalculated, because the 2,236 and absentee ballots, they're all exact numbers that were done by accounting firms, law firms, etc. And even if you cut them in half, and cut them in half again, it's more votes than we need.
That right there. These numbers have been, when he says these numbers have been gone over and certified by certified accountants. This is not meant for Brad. It's not meant for Ryan. This is meant for the 74 million. This is what it's meant for. It's meant so that you can be fooled into thinking that the numbers that were actually tallied up were false because they have other evidence, which they did not provide not one shred of in court. Not one. The one time that Giuliani got to be able to stand up there, I won't even say stand up there, he was on the phone with the judge. And the judge asked him, "Are you saying that there's fraud?" Giuliani said, "No, I'm not." So he won't put his reputation in front of a judge on the line, but he'll put 74 million people's lives on the line. He put that 14-year Air Force veteran's life in his hand and crushed it. I don't care if she was a QAnon. I don't care if she is a MAGA. She died because of what she was hearing from her president. If you can't wake up from that, I don't know what will wake you up.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong. We talked to the congressmen and they were surprised, but I guess there was a person named Mr. Raynard that came to these meetings and presented data. And he said that there was dead people, I believe it was upward of 5,000. The actual number were two people that were dead that voted. And so that's wrong. That was two.
Well, Cleta, how do you respond to that? I mean, you tell me.
What I will say, Mr. Secretary.
Before she says what she's going to say, I want to get this out, especially about the dead thing. The two people that were caught voting dead people's names, right? One was he was doing his mother's.
Yeah.
Another one was a woman did her husband. Both of them were Trump voters, and this is how bad it is. They went up and said they did it to prove that there was fraud. There was another 1,000, above 1,000 voters that had voted that had died from corona and others, other means. But, and the funny part is, which I think is bullshit, those votes were taken out. If you paid your taxes that year and you lived up until the point that you signed your damn ballot and you voted, your vote should count. It should count.
That we have requested, and we did. What we said was, and if you read our petition, it said that we took the names and birth years, and we had certain information available to us. We have asked from your office for records that only you have, and so we said
there's a reason why the Secretary of State has that information. Every state has their own laws of dealing with voter registration information. That information is kept away for a reason. We have a blind vote. You don't want individuals' information being released. I don't even like when they do it for parties, when they do call-in lists, when you go and you do your voters registration and you say you're a Democrat or you say you're a Republican, you're allowing yourself to be doxxed by these idiots. I don't even like that. But Cleta, I love that name, Cleta. Holy shit. Cleta, who's not even attorney on record.
She's not an attorney on anybody's record now.
Let's really understand what that means. That means that she hasn't put her bar on the line, her license on the Now she's saying that she's asked for certain information. Well, she's not. She doesn't get it, nor should she. But why is she asking questions? That Mark and the other guy, which I don't know why, but I love that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I got. It was a stupid ass movie, but you know, about someone had a couple of kids. It was like, yeah, I got Trey and the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Trump's lawyers, the two lawyers that he has, Mark and Alex, aren't even saying anything. Not a word. But Cleta is.
Cleta would be on the line. That's fine.
Cleta, she's saying something.
I wish she had now.
Look, if I was a lawyer and I got a letter stating that Cleta, the non-record attorney in a lawsuit, was demanding information, I'd probably send her a bill. That's what lawyers do. But really good lawyers know how to send them bills where you pay them. But that's ridiculous. Let's get back.
There's a universe of people who have the same name and same birth year and died, but we don't have the records that you have. And one of the things that we have been suggesting formally and informally for weeks now is for you to make available to us the records that would be necessary to confirm.
But Cleta, even before you do that, Cleta, even before you do that, and not even including that, that's why I hardly even included that number, although
whoa, there's a big issue. And this is an issue we're going to see a couple times in this phone call. He doesn't want information. Trump does not want information. He doesn't want the facts. He wants Ryan or Brad to give him one admission. That's it. Just agree with me on one damn thing so that I can put this on Fox News, Newsmax, OAN,
whatever that is.
That's what he wants. Nothing else. Nothing else. He does not want facts. Oh, Cleta, before you get real facts, before you get real information, we ain't got to do that because I ain't counting those numbers. Holy shit. Listen, Trump, if I can offer you a piece of advice, if you have lawyers that you'll pay, let them talk and you just sit there. That's usually what good lawyers want you to do.
Eat your chicken nuggets.
Eat your damn chicken nuggets, right? Drink your Diet Coke. Sit there and have your 2 scoops of ice cream and shut the fuck up. Let's get back to it.
in one state, we have a tremendous amount of dead people. So I don't know. I'm sure we do in Georgia, too. I'm sure we do in Georgia, too. But is that we're so far ahead.
With COVID, we got dead people everywhere.
We're so far ahead of these numbers. Even the phony ballots of Ruby Freeman, known scammer. You know the internet? You know what was trending on the internet? Where's Ruby? Because they thought she'd be in jail. Where's Ruby?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States is using the internet to find Ruby.
Where's Ruby? I got to make those shirts.
This is the President of the United States of America. He got the FBI, the ATF, the CIA, the NSA,
No,
the DOJ.
He's Googling her. He probably put in, where's Ruby?
Yeah, everybody get out there. Hey, everybody ask where Ruby is. Where's this Ruby? He put this woman He put this woman's life in jeopardy. The president of the United States. Are you kidding me? I've never seen an administration have as many death threats. Never. Not even with Nixon. I thought Watergate was bad. This ain't even close, Jack. Ain't even close. Let's get back.
It's crazy. It's crazy. That was the minimum number is 18,000 for Ruby, but they think it's probably about 56,000. But the minimum number is 18,000 on the Ruby Freeman night where she ran.
The minimum number is 18,000. Once again, if you watch the previous video, you'll notice that he's going to stay around that 18,000 to 20,000. There's a reason for it. But how does he get to that number? That's I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Absolutely.
How do you get to this number 18,000 minimum? People are talking, y'all. People is talking. That's not Donald Trump. That's a Donald Trump supporter. People's is talking, y'all. What the 18,000, right? Is the minimum. 56,000 is the max. Shut the front door.
I was thinking that.
And back in there when everybody was gone and stuff. She stuffed the ballot boxes. Let's face it, Brad. I mean, they did it in slow motion replay magnified, right? She stuffed the.
Holy shit. I can't contain myself. I'm trying so fucking hard. I really am, people. I'm trying so hard. Holy shit. Stuffed the ballot box. He should have just fucking said, she stuffed the ballot box like I stuffed my face full of chicken. What the fuck? I like sweet sour sauce. What the? Are you shitting me? Stuff the ballots like nobody's ever seen before. Why does he always have to do that? He always does that. Everything's bigly. Bigly.
Bigly.
I hit a 500-yard drive with my putter. Let's get back to it.
The ballot boxes. They were stuffed like nobody's ever seen them stuffed before. So there's a term for it when it's a machine instead of a ballot box. But she stuffed the machine. She stuffed.
All right, people. I'm sorry. He says there's a term for it when it's a machine and not a ballot box. He's not going to tell us the fucking term. I've watched this 1,000 times.
Just waiting for the term.
What's the damn term? Bitch. What is it? I want to know.
Manipulation.
Manipulation. It's hackery.
Hackery.
Hackery. I want to start a Donald Trump dictionary. We call that hackery.
I have Donald Trump word of the day.
Word of the day. Bigly. It's. I have a plethora of chicken nuggets. Let's get back to it.
The ballot. Each ballot went 3 times. They were showing, here's ballot number 1. Here it is a second time, third time, next ballot. I mean, look, Brett, this is.
Okay. Now, this is something I've studied in depthly. That's another Trump word. This is something I've studied right here. I watched the video, the actual video. And I want y'all to think, how long in a 5-hour shift, because that's how long they were in there, could one woman, how long would it take her to take 18,000 ballots and run them through a machine one at a time, 3 times each? Go ahead, do the math. I'll wait. Yep, can't be done. Ruby is still going right now. Let's get back to it.
We have a new tape that we're going to release. It's devastating. And by the way, that one event is much more than the 11,000 votes that we're talking about. It's that one event was a disaster. It's just but it was something that it can't be disputed. And again, we have a version that you haven't seen, but
it can't be disputed. So every judge that looked at that video said it can't be disputed. Seriously? It can't be. And he has a he has a version of it now, right? He has a new version on January 2nd. Wow. Something else.
It's magnified. It's magnified, and you can see everything. And she put, for some reason,
if he keeps saying magnified, I'm telling you right now, I'm starting to believe that Rubio's comment he made back in 2015 about his hand size is true. Because this motherfucker's running around with way too many damn magnifiers.
3 times each ballot, and I don't know why, but why, I don't know why 3 times, why not 5 times, right? But yeah, go ahead.
You're talking about the State Farm video, and I think it's extremely unfortunate that Rudy Giuliani or his people, they sliced and diced that video and took it out of context. So the next day we brought in WSB TV and we let them see the full run of tape. And what you'll see, the events that transpired are nowhere near what was projected by,
But where were the poll watchers, Brad? There were no poll watchers there. There were no Democrats or Republicans. There was no security there. It was late in the evening.
I didn't pause that because I wanted to get the entire part of that in there. And there's a reason why. I know now why Donald Trump couldn't get an NFL football team, because the only player that he would have wanted was someone to move the damn field goal. That's it. He moves it every damn time. Here's the major issue with his whole video. He's confronted with Brad Raffensperger saying it's a damn shame that Rudy Giuliani and his people snipped that film up, cut that film up, and put it out. It's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Different timestamps on them, overlapped them. And Donald Trump, you dick face, you didn't deny it. You didn't deny it. You didn't argue the point. You didn't say you're a damn liar. You didn't defend that at all. Because you know it's a damn lie. You know that's a lie. And everybody that watched it knew it was a lie. But what did you do? You moved the field goal.
Sorry, Charlie Brown.
You pulled the football. That's a major point. If you could prove that this Ruby, if you had facts that this Ruby was stealing votes like that, why wouldn't that be a major issue to you? Why would you not right at that moment when Brad Raffensperger said, I can't believe that Rudy Giuliani cut that shit up and then put it out. No, you don't deny it. You sure the fuck don't try to defend it. You say, where are all the poll watchers at, Brad? Where are all the poll watchers at? He doesn't know the difference between an elected clerk or an elected official or a election judge. or an election counter, and the difference between what a poll watcher is. Damn. Let's get back.
Early in the morning, and there was nobody else in the room. Where were the poll watchers? And why did they say a water main broke, which they did, and which is reported in the newspapers? They said they left, they ran out because of a water main break, and there was no water main. There was nothing. There was no break. There was no water main break.
My dad taught me at a very young age, so did my mother. Somebody that lies repeats shit nonstop. They're repeating it, first of all, because they're trying to convince themselves too, but also so that nobody can interrupt them and call them a fucking liar. That's why Donald Trump's always running that gullet. He don't want nobody to interrupt him or try to question him. I've watched his depositions. They're all over YouTube. You can go watch them. They're good. But you'll see the same exact mentality. Same. Let's go.
But where, if you take out everything, where were the Republican poll watchers? Even where were the Democrat poll watchers? Because there were none. And then you say, well, they left their station. You know, if you look at the tape, and this was reviewed by professional police and detectives and other people. When they left in a rush, everybody left.
Police, professional police.
There's another type. That would be the unpaid ones, right?
Okay.
If they weren't professional.
You can't be a police unless you paid. I'm sorry, you just can't. Professional, I mean, look, you can be amateur. You can be a neighborhood watch.
Volunteer.
But if you're taking money for a job, you're professional. This is another term that he uses.
It's dumbassery.
In the worst way. He uses this. He uses words like professional or highly respected. He uses this. He throws these terms out because he thinks inside that it gives power to him. It gives power to his words. And to some of y'all, it does.
And we're sorry for you. Bless your hearts.
But if I was getting ready to take a damn shower and slipped, fell on the damn floor and a dime stuck to my ass and I got up, would that make me a professional stripper?
You got paid.
I got paid. Let's go.
Left in a rush because of the water main, but everybody left in a rush. These people left their station. When they came back, they didn't go to their station. They went to the apron wrapped around the table, under which were thousands and thousands of ballots in a box that was not an official or a sealed box. And then they took those and they went back to a different station. So if they would have come back, they would have walked to their station and they would have continued to work. But they couldn't do even that because that's illegal because they had no Republican poll watchers. And remember,
he won't stop. He can't stop. It don't look like it's a correct voting box. Yeah, they were. They sure in the hell were. It wasn't suitcases.
And you can get your apron for your tables at mypillow.com.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can't buy them anywhere else. And you sure the hell can't run no ads on Twitter, Mr. Pillow. All right. That's what I say all night long. Give me my pillow. Let's go.
remember, her reputation is devastating. She's known all over the internet, Brett. She's known all over. I'm telling you, where's Ruby was one of the hot items on the Ruby. They knew her. Where's Ruby? So Brad, there can be no justification for that. And I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But that was, and Brad, why did they put the votes in 3 times? They put them in 3 times.
Mr. President, they did not put that. We did an audit of that, and we proved conclusively that they were not scanned 3 times.
Well, where was everybody else at that late time in the morning? Where was?
Move that field goal right over here, because they put them in 3 times. Oh, they didn't. Where were the other people at? Got to move that field goal. Got to move that.
Wasn't far enough.
And when he said that about they put it in 3 times, why did they do that, Brad? Why'd they do that, Brad? He wants an I don't know, or he wants a sigh, or he wants something other than they didn't do that. And when he gets they didn't do that, he goes to
move
that field goal. Well, why didn't they give me 3 napkins instead of 2? What's going on here? Let me get back to it.
Everybody, where were the Republicans? Where were the security guards? Where were the people that were there just a little while before when everyone ran out of the room? How come we had no security in the room? Why did they run to the bottom of the table?
Why is he asking so many goddamn questions? He overloads. He rattles off them questions so fast. That squirrel that's up in that head needs to be arrested. I'm telling you right now, it's on some kind of something.
Do you think he has the Trump hair?
For all of y'all that know what 10 and 2 is, he's 10 and 2 in it. Let's go.
Did they run there and just open the skirt and rip out the votes? I mean, Brad, and they were sitting there, I think for 5.
Trump should never say rip open a skirt and pull it out of there.
Not in the same sentence.
No, he shouldn't say that. When that happens, he ends up in court.
5 hours or something like that, the most. But they just all happened to run back and go, Brad.
Yeah, Mr. President, we'll send you the link from WSB that does.
I don't care about a link. I don't need it. I have much. Brad, I have.
Once again, he's showing you right there. Brad Ressenberg saying, hey, I'll give you the link of the entire video and you can watch it yourself. Maybe you'll have a different outcome. I don't want a link. Damn it. I've got a better link. No, you don't. If you don't have the actual footage, then you don't have a better link. Most people don't want to be wrong. They want to be right. This man doesn't want to be either. He just doesn't want to be a loser. And no matter what he does, he's going to be. And he'll do anything. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't give a shit about his kids. He don't give a shit about this country. He don't give a shit about the Constitution. Not one. He just gives a shit about his what his image is. He's a weak man. Weak. I have a hard time calling him a man.
A much better link.
I will tell you, I've seen the tape, the full tape. So has Alex. We've watched it. And what we saw and what we've confirmed in the timing is that they made everybody leave. We have sworn affidavits saying that. And then they began to process ballots. And our estimate is that
that is an outright lie. And it's a play on words. It's a play on what they have. They're people that want to come in and say, I signed the paper. What did you sign? That part is so bad it's unreal, right? This is a lawyer. Now, by law, a lawyer, by law, should not hold a license to practice law if she lies or lies to the public. This is a law. I'm not talking about the bar. I'm talking about the law. They have a duty like the judge does because they're an officer of the court. They take an oath. We got to be a lot better than this.
Roughly 18,000 ballots. We don't know that. If you know that,
It was
we'd like to know
18,000 ballots, but they used each one 3 times.
You
Well,
see how Trump jumped in there and overspoke her? She's saying roughly 18,000 ballots. We don't know that, but if you have different information, we sure would like to get it. You got the information. It's called an election. It's called a certified tally. What more do you need? But then what does Trump do? He jumps his damn big ass mouth in there. And what does he say? 18,000 ain't enough. Wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa. 18,000 is not enough. They ran it 3 times. He's going against his own lawyer. She actually says, well, I don't know about that. How she's supposedly working with him, and she doesn't know that this man believes that he's got a video that shows in high definition, magnification, instant replay. She doesn't know this. Shouldn't they be on the same? Where's the other lawyers at? You know where they are? They keeping their mouth shut.
Shaking their head in the background.
If you notice at the start of this video or the start of this phone call, Mark Meadows makes it a point not to give out their last names. He says Mark and Alex. And he gives out the Frida. He gives her name out.
Rubies.
But he doesn't give out the 2 lawyers.
Nope.
Sack of shit.
about that, but
Yeah,
I know.
well,
but
I do
know.
because we had ours magnified out. So
But
each,
we have
each one
watched-
magnified out is
I've watched the entire thing.
right. But you know, but nobody can make a case for that, Brett. Nobody. I mean, look, you'd have to be a child to think anything other than that. Just a child. I mean, you have your never Trump U.S. attorney
How
there.
many ballots? How many ballots, Mr.
We
Secretary,
had
are you saying
GBI.
that were processed in?
We had GPI thoroughly investigate that.
This is Ryan Germany. We had our law enforcement officers talk to everyone who was there after that event came to light. The GBI was with them as well as FBI agents.
Well, there's no way they could. Then they're incompetent. They're either
Well, what
dishonest
did they
or
find?
incompetent. Okay, there's only 2 answers.
That is so important right there. They're either crooked or they're incompetent. Everybody's incompetent besides Trump.
If they don't agree with it.
Everybody's crooked besides Trump. You can go onto Georgia's website, their .gov website, and you can pull up the investigation. It's on a PDF file. I pulled up and read it. It's pretty damning on what's happened with the fact of Trump and the bullshit people that came out and try to say that they saw this or they saw that. Every time, every one of the affidavit signers would be interrogated by the FBI and the GBI. Every time they would recant. Every time. And when all this started about Georgia, Brian Kemp actually said at the first of it that if he had the ability to actually hear these people in court where on oath they'd be held, then he would pull a special session. But they couldn't even get that. They couldn't even get that because it didn't happen. Let's go.
dishonesty or incompetence. There's just no way. Look, there's no way. And on the other thing I said too, there's no way. I mean, there's no way that these things could have been, you know, you have all these different people that voted, but they don't live in Georgia anymore. What was that number, Clay? That was a pretty good number too. Yeah.
Well, the number who have registered out of state after they moved from Georgia.
Cleta, tell us the number.
And so they had a date when they moved from Georgia. They registered to vote out of
No,
state.
Cletus, we want a number. How many was it?
And then it's like 4,500. I don't have that right in front of me.
And then they
I
came
don't have that number right in front of me. And then here comes big Donald Trump.
back in and they voted.
And voted. Yeah.
No, that was a large number though. It was in the 20s. And
There's that number again, 20s, in the 20s. You can also hear that crystal in the background on Trump's desk.
you know, the point
We've
is
been going
that-
through each of those as well, and those numbers that we got, that Ms. Mitchell was just saying, they're not accurate. Everyone we've been through are people that lived in Georgia, moved to a different state, but then moved back to Georgia legitimately. And in many cases,
really, how many
when we
people
looked
do
at so
that? You
far,
mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in." You know,
Where did you live, Donald Trump? Didn't you live in New York? Then didn't you move your residency to Florida for the election? How many people do that, Donald Trump? How many? How many people during Katrina moved away from Louisiana or Alabama?
And it's a pandemic. People moved in and out.
Exactly. You're going to move out and then you're going to move back once either if you have a family member that's sick that you got to go take care of. It happens all the time. All the time.
Or you move in with family and you can't get along.
I've lived in quite a few different states. My family's lived in quite a few different states. We've always come back to Texas.
it doesn't sound like a very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in? Yeah, it's like it's crazy.
well, and they moved back in years ago. This was not like something just before the election. So there's something about that data that it's just not accurate.
Well, I don't know. I mean, all I know is that it is certified, and they moved out of Georgia, and they voted.
There goes that certified word again. It is certified. What's certified? What is certified? Hey, you're certifiedly insane.
It didn't say they moved back in, Clayton, did it?
No, but I mean, we're looking at the voter registry. Again, if you have additional records, we've been asking for that. But you haven't shared any of that with us. You just keep saying you've
But
investigated.
Clayton, a lot of it you
the
don't
allegations.
need to be shared. I mean, to be honest, they should share it. They should share it because you want to get.
There it goes again. Don't let that information out. He does not want the information. He doesn't want it shared because the information will prove the fact that he didn't win. That's what it'll show.
Get to an honest election. I won this election by hundreds of thousands of votes. There's no way I lost Georgia. There's no way. We won by hundreds of thousands of votes. I'm just going by small numbers. When you add them up, they're many times the 11,000. But I won that state by hundreds of thousands of votes. Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out.
The president of the United States is saying that that's what the rumor is. This man has the best intelligence in the world at his fingertips. The largest justice department of any country in the world at his fingertips. And this fucker's going off of rumors. Come on now. We got to stop this. We can't have this tomfoolery.
Machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's
This
illegal.
is Ryan, Germany. No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having
Well, but no,
an
but
election
have they
on
moved?
Tuesday.
Have they moved the inner parts?
Somebody grab the field goal movers real quick. We got to move the field goal. Machinery's not good enough. Now let's get the internal parts. We got to get the internal parts in there. Holy shit. Listen to his voice change when he says this.
Of the machines and replace them with other parts?
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure, Mr. President.
And what about the ballots, the shredding of the ballots?
If he could have got Ryan just to say, no, that I don't think so. We don't think that's happening. That's all he would have needed. If he could have got that out of him, January 6th would have been so much worse, but he couldn't. If he would have got that, if he would have got some omission from Ryan right there, this would have been devastating. But luckily, hey, Ryan held his ground. You got to give the man props.
Ballots. Have they been shredding ballots?
No.
The only investigation that we have into that, they have not been shredding any ballots. There was an issue in Cobb County where they were doing normal, office shredding, getting rid of old stuff, and we investigated that. But this is stuff from past elections.
No, I don't know.
And that's what it turned out to be.
It doesn't pass the smell test, though.
It does smell. It does pass the smell test. Every state is different on how long they keep their ballots, if they even have paper ballots. I've looked into Georgia. The way that they do it is 22 months after an election, but it's actually longer. The reason why it's 22 months is because they continue the counting process until it's done, and they always do an audit. Most states always do an audit. They want to know, because there are some irregularities, but Georgia holds them for 22 months. When you start to talk about ballots being shredded, well, that overlaps, right? So when you're talking about 2 months down the road after an election, that's when you're going to start clearing out that area. They don't want to mix the ballots. So they tried to do it in a process where they're bringing in new ballots of an election that just happened, and they're going ahead and shredding the ones because they need the containers. They need, the room for it. So that's the process. Any of y'all can look that up on Georgia's .gov site. You can also just Google it and you'll see it yourself.
Because we hear they're shredding thousands and thousands of ballots. And now what they're saying, we're just cleaning up the office. I don't think that plays.
Mr. President, the problem you have with social media, people can say anything.
No, this isn't social media. This is Trump media. It's not social media. It's really not. It's not social media. I don't care about social. But I couldn't care less. Social media is big tech. Big tech is on your side. I don't even know why you have a side, because you should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
Whoa.
He doesn't care.
I've been waiting for this part for a while. If you can't tell, I'm jittery. I'm telling you. I'm shaking like a 12-year-old boy does when he's watching porn, drinking 17 damn monsters. Let me tell you something. How that could come out of somebody's mouth. Oh, you shouldn't even have a side because you're a Republican. What? You shouldn't have a side because you're a Republican. Isn't that a fucking side?
That's a side.
Holy shit. Oh, that makes my shirt starting to irritate my areolas. It's getting bad. Let's keep going.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, I know you don't. No, you don't. You don't have, not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes. And just on the small numbers, you're off on these numbers. And these numbers can't be judged. Well, why won't, okay.
When he says that shit, no, you don't. he reminds me of that damn movie where that woman says, "That's not it. That's not it."
So you send us into Cobb County for signature verification, right? You send us into Cobb County, which we didn't want to go into. And you said it would be open to the public and we could have so we had our experts there. They weren't allowed into the room. But we didn't want Cobb County. We wanted Fulton County, and you wouldn't give it to us. Now, why aren't we doing signature, and why can't it be open to the public, and why can't we have professionals do it instead of rank amateurs that will never find anything and don't?
You know why they won't let you do it? Because you're a candidate. That would be illegal. What if Biden didn't like the way it turned out in North Carolina? And he said, "Hey, why don't you just let us go in there and count the ballots? Why don't you let us go in there and check them?" What would you say then? That was okay? That's not a problem? And why do you call somebody a rank amateur? I do believe the only rank amateur that's on this phone call is you. That's it. You don't know enough about the law to understand what you're doing. I don't understand why Mark Meadows and his lawyer and Trump's lawyers didn't advise him against this unless they had a different plan in mind.
Maybe they did.
There's no way a lawyer would agree to a phone call like this. No way.
I don't know why you want to knock Jim Adler like that.
Jim Adler, the tough, smart lawyer. I'm the hammer. Even he would say, "Hell no, don't make that phone call." Is you crazy?
Don't step out in front of the truck.
Don't do it. Little Boochie, don't do it. You could get runs over. What in the Sam Hill? Who let him make this phone call? Mark Meadows. I'm telling you, you either love America or you hate America. One of the two. There's no room for anything in between with you. Because you either love America and you let Trump hang himself, or you hate America and you're just too damn stupid to recognize what's unlawful and what's lawful. Yo, bitch, get your ass in the corner and go cry some more. We ain't got time for you, Mark. Mark, your career's over with, baby. It's over with. You sold your soul. See you later. Take care, brother. I think we just about run over the time.
I think we have for this far.
We're at 32:29. For those who can't math, that's a little over than half.
Over than half. You math so well.
That's a little bit more than half.
Get your abacus out.
Abacus can hurt your finger if you don't know them right. I believe. Holy shit. These are fun. They're a lot of fun, but they have a meaning, right? They have a meaning. If you have a QAnon in your family, give them this website. They can let them watch me. We're on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We seem to be in the stores, so you can see the podcast. But if you got somebody you worry about, don't wait. Don't do it. Don't let the queue get them. Send them over to me. I'll fix them. I can fix them. If you're given facts and not just a constant run around about Vikings or how Donald Trump is Jesus in disguise. Why does Jesus need a damn disguise? Why?
I don't know.
Send him.
He was buying his Birkenstocks.
Ooh. That was a good argument. That was a great argument. Because I still don't know what type of sandals he would have wore.
Told you, Birkenstocks.
He might have.
Maybe some Crocs.
He
On a
might
good day.
have.
Rock some Crocs.
I think it depends on what weather it is. If you're Moses, you got to be busting the Crocs.
Yeah.
You can,
Oh, you're stepping on all that crap.
the
all day.
rocks. The rocks is hard on your feet. The Crocs are real nice. He had to find a Dollar Tree every now and then to get another pair, but I think he'd carry some. Huh?
Yeah. Amazon has them.
Oh,
Shipping's
shit.
a bitch. But
Shipping. Especially when you park the Red Sea. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to do part 3. I'd like to get this series over. There's so much going on right now I want to go over. So much. And it's so much fun. I enjoy it. I hope y'all do.
say Thursday
Thursday.
for part 3.
Thursday for part 3. It'll be 7 p.m. And probably on Saturday we gonna do something. Probably a couple hour show where we can all get together and talk and
I don't think that order shine guy.
argue.
Okay.
Maybe we get Brian Craig on, or get old Charlie Kirk, or maybe Fuentes. Fuentes.
You get Pebble and Cotton.
How you put a white hood on your head and your last name's Fuentes?
I don't know.
Holy shit. That's crazy. I don't know how you do that.
If anybody has any questions, suggestions, email us. Our email is in the About section on the channel. It is nothing but lies.
Without a G.
2020, without a G.
I'm the G.
Well, G.
I'm the G. Nothing but lies 2020 at gmail.com. Nothing but lies 2020 at gmail.com. That's with no G. You need a G for the Gmail part, but not G for like the nothing.
Okay, now you're just confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm like Eric Trump in this motherfucker. I'm
You
confused.
will lower your IQ.
What did they just say? It ain't fair. But it's a lot of fun. We're enjoying it. Hopefully, get some information out there. Slow people down. You got to slow it down with the weave. Slow it down.